am a cider drinker. I drinks it all of the day. I am a cider drinker. It soothes all me troubles away. O-R-O-R-A, O-R-O-R-A. Proper jobs, wanna try some, young'un?
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of The Cider Drinker. And on today's episode, I'm bringing a cider to you from the Aston Market Cider Company. And it's none other than... oh god, I can barely lift it. Kingstone Press Cider. Well, the first thing you instantly notice about this is the absolute sheer size of this bloody bottle. I mean, just look at it. It probably doesn't even fit into the camera. It's so big. Whew. First time I saw this, I was like, oh my god, I've got to get this. But let's just give a little bit of detail on this thing, shall we? Kingstone Press cider comes in this 660ml bottle, but you can also get it on tap in certain establishments as well. It's 5.3% in volume, so just a little bit stronger than most typical ciders out there, but thankfully not by much. It's a dry cider as well, not just a normal medium dry, but a dry cider. Now, the biggest draw for this is the actual price for it. I can usually get this bottle for around £1. Yeah, that's right, you heard me, £1. Some other places charge £1.25, but most other places I've seen do just charge £1 for this massive bottle, which I feel is the biggest draw for this cider. Yeah, that's right, £1. £1 for this huge bottle. That's got to be the best value for money I've seen for a cider anywhere at all. I mean, I don't know anywhere else that you can get a cider of this size for that low amount of money. Now, the only problem is it going to taste as cheap as the price? Because some cheap ciders really do taste quite crappy. But I guess there is only one way to find out, but that's a little bit later on, because bottle-wise, very nice design, I feel. It's got a nice crisp writing on the front so you can instantly see what it is. I do kind of like the nice little touch they've added on the top there, the old apple tree on the top. It's just a nice little touch, and it's just got a great overall design. Very vibrant, very colourful, and instantly draws you to it on the shelf. Well, apart from the price as well, obviously. Now, on the back of the bottle, it's actually got a little catchphrase. It's all about the taste. And it also says, Kingstone Press traditional cider is blended at our orchards in Herefordshire on the fertile slopes of the Malvern Hills, using the finest Daminant and Michelin bittersweet apples for a unique and refreshing smooth taste with a crisp fruity aroma. Now, whereas that does actually sound quite nice, I have noticed on the very bottom of the bottle here in very small writing, cider with sugars and sweeteners. So, obviously, some of the taste I'm going to have here is going to be quite, well, fake, not real. Especially since it's supposed to be a dry cider, I've got a feeling it's actually going to be a little bit sweeter than they say. But there is only one way to find out, and that's to get this bloody huge bottle open. So, got my trusty bottle opener here, so bear with me. There we go. Right, let's just give this a whiff. Actually, that does smell quite dry, to be honest. It's got a hint of vinegar as well. I don't know, you can really smell like a sort of a vinegary taste, so who knows what I'm going to get from this. Only one way to find out. Bottoms up. Yeah. Again, quite a very strange taste to it. It does say it's a dry cider, but as I expected, because they have added sugars and sweeteners to it, it's not as dry as it should be. Let me just get a second opinion just to be sure. Yeah, it's trying to be a dry cider, but it's kind of failing, really. If they didn't add the sugars and sweeteners, it would probably taste a lot drier than it says it should be. I mean, it says it's a premium dry cider, so, you know, it's kind of letting itself down there. That's not to say it's not a bad tasting cider. It is quite nice, actually. It's very easy to drink, very smooth, goes down your throat quite well, rests quite well on the palate as well. Again, just like very, very easy to drink. Let's get a third one. doesn't really have much of an aftertaste to it as well, I've got to say. Although the initial taste is really rather quite nice, although it is kind of misleading because they say it's dry, but it is actually a little bit sweet. But overall, you can't really complain for the price that you pay for this bottle. I mean, £1, you know, it's definitely 100 times better than most other ciders that might be priced at that. So that is quite a good cider, to be honest, for this value for money. So overall, yeah, it doesn't really taste the way it should do because the added sweeteners and sugars and everything, but because the overall design, the size of it, the amount of cider you get, and for the price, £1, I mean, come on, where else are you going to get ciders for that price here? Okay, the taste does let it down a little bit, but it's still a very nice tasting cider. So, as the overall package, I'm going to go and give Kingstone Press cider a solid 8 out of 10. Highly recommend it. It's probably not going to satisfy the most hardcore cider drinkers out there, but for those of you that just want a very light cider that isn't really too strong, you can just have pretty much any time of the day, this is one to go for, definitely. Especially for the price that you pay for this, it's definitely well worth it. And that has been another episode of The Cider Drinker for you guys. And tune in next time for another delicious and tasty cider brought to you by me. And now, I've just got to go and finish this big bottle off. See you later, guys.